Alright, so now it should be fine because I just unmute myself. I'm really sorry. Now I hope everyone can hear me, right? Can you hear me, guys, now? Is it clear? Fine. Alright. So thank you so much for joining this session. Again, let me start from the RAC. So we are going to we are going to start and training with the Oracle RAC. Again, RAC is the advanced part of Oracle DBA. RAC provide you two very important features. We called it as a, what is that? High availability. And the second feature is load balancing, right? These are the two important features provided by the Oracle RAC. Okay. So like we discuss about how this RAC works and everything, right? Now what I will do before I go to the theoretical part, I just want to set up this Oracle RAC environment on our personal laptop so that we can start doing the practice, and that will be really helpful for us to understand about the Oracle RAC side, right? So we are going to start with the Oracle RAC installation. Now, as I said earlier, like if I want to configure Oracle RAC, first of all, I need the node number 1. What I need? I need the node number 1, which is my first machine. I'm going to configure a one more node because I want to set up a 2-node RAC. Whenever I say that I'm going to configure 2 node, it means there will be 2 different machine will be there. 2 different dedicated machine will be there. And every machine, it will have their dedicated CPU, memory, okay, and all the resources. Like node 1 will have their own resources, node 2 will have their own resources, okay. On this node 1, like since it is a node 1, means it's a physical machine, and if you want to operate this physical machine, what you need to install. If you want to operate this physical machine, what you need to install some software over here, right? You need to install some software. So I'm going to install an operating system over here, and that operating system is Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.9. Here also I'm going to install operating system called Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.9. Now, when you are going to configure RAC, okay, when you configure a RAC, it is always recommend to have a same operating system on all the node so that there will not be any compatibility issues. So we always try to, Oracle always try to recommend that try to install the same operating system on all the node, and that is how we do. Okay. Now what about the directory structure? Like once the operating system get installed, I'm going to install a software called grid software over here. So I'm going to install a grid software. Now this grid software I'm going to install here also. Okay, I'm going to install a grid software here also. Okay, we are going to install a grid software here also. Once the grid software installation is completed, like okay, I'm going to install a grid software on node 1 as well as on node 2. Once the grid software installation get completed, by using this grid, I will get two things. One is I will get the ASM storage. What I will get? I will get the ASM storage. And second thing is I will get a cluster based software which will make these two machine work as a single machine. So that is a cluster. So these two machines will behave like a single machine by using this software only. Okay. So once you configure a grid software on node 1 and node 2, so we got the ASM, which is a shared storage area. Okay, we got the ASM, which is a shared storage area, where we got the platform, right, where you can store your database related files. So once grid get store, I'm going to install Oracle 19c here, and then I'm going to install Oracle 19c on node number 2 also. And here I'm going to store my database related files. Like once your database installation get completed, we are going to store our data files, control files, parameter file, password file, archive logs, everything you can store inside your ASM, which is my shared storage. Now this shared storage will be shared in between node number 1 and node number 2. This shared storage will be shared in between node number 1 and node number 2. So this is the overall architecture. Another thing is, now node 1 and node 2, okay, since it is a part of RAC, these two machines will communicate each other by using some network configurations, and that network will be your private network. So you need to configure a private network in between node 1 and node 2 so that they can pass the information among each other. So, and that is the reason we need to establish a private network in between node 1 and node 2. So I will tell you one by one, like what is the importance of private network and everything. Okay, we are going to discuss about that one by one. So that's the idea about the overall architecture. Now first of all, I'm going to configure my node 1 and then I will configure my node 2. Okay. Now how to configure a node 1? I have installed one software, we called it as a Oracle VirtualBox. What is this software? We called it as a Oracle VirtualBox. You can download this Oracle VirtualBox from the Oracle VirtualBox website is there. I have already shown you yesterday, but let me show you one more time. If I go here